This is Avatr 12 we looked at earlier. After its appearance at IAA Mobility 2023, people seem to be quite interested in it. Last time I emphasized how similar the look, the size, and the power specs are to the AMG GT 53, so naturally, I thought they will be very similar to drive. But after driving it for a while, I realized that it's not quite the case. And there are actually many things in this car that surprised me, so in this video, let me show you how confusing this big electric saloon can be. I'm Harris, you're watching Matt EV. There's a common impression that a car that looks sporty should also behave aesthetically. But this is not the case in China, especially for EVs, and this Avatr 12 is a prime example. Although it has the style of Mercedes performance car, it feels quite unrelated to sportiness when I actually drive it. The electric motor from Huawei can be very powerful, but the general output is smooth and gentle. The steering wheel is very small, but in terms of weight, response, and ratio, the steering is more about easiness than precision. And the suspension doesn't have the tightness you expect from a performance car. Instead, it focuses more on comfort. By the way, the one I drove was the less powerful single-motor version, but the vehicle dynamics shouldn't vary that much. If anything, it should be more comfy, especially with the air suspension in higher trim levels. Actually, there's nothing wrong with looking sporty while being comfy to ride. This Avatr saloon, over 5 meters long, understands very well that its target customers prefer a premium daily driver over a track machine. Pursuing extreme handling capability at the expense of day-to-day comfort would be counterproductive. However, some of the following conflicting stuff don't really lead to a comfortable experience. The key to the unique stance of the Avatr 12 lies in its combination of no rear window and a roofline that falls between a coupe and a shooting brake. However, to achieve such a design, it has made quite a few sacrifices. Last time I used the word unexpected on the car's practicality, but after learning more about this car, I realized that it's indeed unexpected, but not in a good way. For instance, the boot space. This 5-meter-long big saloon only has a 350-liter boot. Even with an additional 46-liter frunk, the total capacity is not even comparable to some compact hatchbacks. To make matters worse, the hydraulic struts of the lid take up even more space. This means that despite the large opening created by having no rear window, the boot itself is not very practical. For reference, here's a list of boot space in popular electric saloons in China. But don't assume that all that disappeared boot space went to the back row, because the back is still not what we call spacious considering the size of the car. Plus, one of the reasons the headroom is okay is because there's no sunshade. As a matter of fact, Avatr has already put a lot of effort into the back, including scooping out some of the batteries underneath the floor to give us a proper sitting position, just like what Porsche did with the Taycan. Besides those, there's very few practical designs, to be honest. Yes, the ability to fold down in a 40-60 split is quite useful, but the shape of this opening, I don't really need to say much. And in practicality, doesn't stop here. I mentioned before that the key word of the Avatr brand is design, which is also its most appealing aspect. But after spending quite some time with the 12, many of the designs actually became annoyances in everyday life. For instance, these door panels look interesting but are nightmare to clean. These door pockets appear premium but are actually not that practical. These door buttons seem cool but leave every passenger clueless. And these window controls, you will never get used to unless you own a 1995 Volkswagen Quantum. A good product design should enhance the user experience, but for this car, it seems like they got the priorities wrong. Initially, I just want to update everyone on the dynamic of the Avatr 12, but the more time I spend with it, the more I realize that some of the positive first impressions are slowly fading away, leaving only negative thoughts on usability. And let's not forget, this rather confusing design actually came from the design center in Munich. Chang'an Automobile had designers from all over the globe working on this product. This got me thinking, Why do these seemingly good designs fall short after such a short time? What exactly makes that design good?